I was born and raised in rural Alabama. My entire family's LDS. And growing up, I knew I was different from a young age, but I didn't really guess at what that difference was until about 16. When I saw a guy and realized that I liked him. It was just a guy on TV. And I kind of panicked and ran upstairs and prayed a lot. And I kind of pushed it down really, really deep, to the point that I actually didn't admit to myself really that I was gay until about 22 after my mission. I went on a mission to São Paulo, Brazil, which was actually a pretty great experience. Coming back though and dating women, I was having some nebulous difficulties, and after going to a therapist and talking, and I realized it was because I was gay and I was attracted to men. I decided to, I tried dating women for a while longer, but eventually I decided that that wasn't going to be a route that was going to be appropriate for me. Then I decided I was going to try living in the church celibately. I actually, when I made that decision, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to stay in the closet. However, the closet was a pretty dark place for me, and if I were going to live my life celibately, I needed to be out. I needed people to know I was gay. Being gay and in the closet for me was really difficult in that it was really hard for me to know that there was something about me that I felt like I couldn't share for fear of being judged. It was really hard for me to connect fully with people, holding back a part of me that was such a big part of my life. And that made me feel quite disconnected from other people, and it made me feel as though it was really hard to receive love from people and to give love, since there was this big thing that I couldn't share with them for fear of judgment or some other negative consequence. Fortunately, however, coming out for me was generally quite positive, and I realized that that fear I had was largely unfounded. So I confided in some close friends of mine. My parents, I never had a real coming out to, because I always had a pretty open communication line with my parents, and they knew as much as I knew. So when I was thinking I might be attracted to men, I told them about that. When I realized that I was in fact gay, I told them about that too. So they were kind of along for my entire process. Everyone else, however, didn't really know. I told some priesthood leaders, some bishops, and some stake presidents. Some were more helpful than others in helping me to deal with it, but eventually I decided that I was going to come out entirely. So I told some select friends. I told my family via email. I come from a large family. I didn't want to have that conversation 7 times. And then I decided that I wanted to come out publicly. So the venue I chose was Fast and Testimony meeting on Sunday. So I actually was, on that Sunday, I was blessing the sacrament, and after the sacrament was over, I stood up, went behind the pulpit, bore my testimony, and revealed that I was gay. And but I revealed that I was gay, but also that I had a testimony of the church. And it was actually, I was received quite well by my ward. I was in a singles ward at the time, and I personally received nothing but positive comments and a lot of support from the people in my ward, including the leadership, which was a great experience for me. After coming out in sacrament meeting, I also came out on Facebook and on the internet, which made it pretty much publicly known completely. I stayed in the church for a few years longer. Eventually I decided, however, that my time there was done, and it was time for me to move on. Family is something that's always been important to me, and it's something that I've always wanted. And since I ruled out having a family with a woman, I realized what I wanted was to start a family with a man. And so I've been dating for a few years now, and hopefully one day we'll find that guy that I can start that family with.